my risky music.
Take a good look at this girl. Take a good look at this girl, yeah. Tamala mabiba, tamala mabiba, tamala mabiba. Africa biba, Africa biba, Africa na Africa biba. Ghana mabiba, Ghana mabiba, Ghana mabiba. Take a good look at this girl. Take a good look at this girl, yeah. Tamala mabiba, tamala mabiba, tamala mabiba. Africa biba, Africa biba, Africa na Africa biba. Ghana mabiba, Ghana mabiba, Ghana mabiba.
Mandela pabana wumnyasum dama, pabama banan tetnyasum. Ayen nishiri twaza yamkuwa, azayamkuwa. Ayen nishiri twaza minkuwa, azayamkuwa. Mandela pabana wumnyasum dama, pabama banan tetnyasum. Ayen nishiri twaza minkuwa, azaminkuwa. Ayen nishiri twaza minkuwa, azayamkuwa. So yo yo, so yo yo. So yo 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 so yo yo so yo yo so yo 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 yo.
Take a good look at this girl. Take a good look at this girl, yeah. Tamala mabiba, tamala mabiba, tamala mabiba. Africa biba, Africa biba, Africa na Africa biba. Ghana mabiba, Ghana mabiba, Ghana mabiba. Take a good look at this girl. Take a good look at this girl, yeah. Tamala mabiba, tamala mabiba. Tamala mabiba, Africa biba, Africa biba, Africa na Africa biba. Ghana mabiba, Ghana mabiba, Ghana mabiba.
Ojen dungo madan malanya sun duzo kan warni show yi bansin the bashali won foli kan zungo kuli ka bazungo tamakan nan amliya kaman nan amliya ka bazungo tamakan nan amliya
balmaye tamal paksara balmaye tamal paksara balmaye bombe wani telpam da bang paksara telpam da bombe wani telpam da bang paksara telpam toni balmaye tamal paksara telpam da bombe wani telpam sabar bilani telpam wa paksara telpam Boko paksara telpam, na brongo paksara telpam, na waliga paksara telpam, wali paksara telpam, ntamale paksara telpam.
Akpasena na wingu muboko odivi ngumibu kami na hamdu oba odivi dama pabu ngo unye tusong tutuni tunyanga.
Take a good look at this girl. Take a good look at this girl, yeah. Tamala mabiba,
tamala mabiba, tamala mabiba.
Africa biba,
Africa biba.
Ghana mabiba,
Ghana mabiba.
Take a good look at this girl. Take a good look at this girl, yeah. Tamala mabiba,
Tamala mabiba, tamala mabiba.
Africa biba,
Africa biba, Africa biba.
Ghana mabiba,
Ghana mabiba, Ghana mabiba.
Good evening, family. I hope you've all had a wonderful Sunday and looking forward to a new week. I know you've all had a well-rested weekend and so refreshed, and looking forward to tonight's discussion. In trying to find out women in media, what they go through, especially those who have been able to own their own primetime shows, morning shows. I'll say that I'm so gobsmacked, the lack of female presenters on air, let alone hosting their own primetime shows. We don't have a lot of females on our radio shows hosting their own programs. And in as much as the media the newspaper, the radio, television, and also the internet informs, educates, and also entertain, people, all, like all over the world. Women are far less likely than men to be seen in the media space. So this gender imbalanced picture of society, can reinforce and also perpetuate harmful gender stereotypes. So tonight, I'm blown away by what my guest, has been able to achieve. Just 1 minute. I'm just trying to. She's the first female in the metropolis of Tamale, and for that matter, the northern part of Ghana, to host the Drive Time show. Her biography is serious that I don't want to leave anything out. So I'll just leave this whole thing for her to actually come and talk about herself. Because we need more, female role models in our space to make sure that our young girls are well represented, well, and not to be used as sex models by the media. So tonight I have with me on the show, for the first time on the Inside View, all the way from Tamale, Ghana, the sensational queen of the airwaves, Ewurama Attoh. Ewurama, good to have you on the Inside View. Can we have Ewurama, please? Can we have Ewurama?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
good to have you on the Inside View, finally.
Thank you. Yes, very finally.
Yes, finally. When I read your biography, I was thinking, this time I will just leave you for Ewurama, the queen of the airwaves, in Tamale, to do her own introduction, to talk about herself, because I don't want to do any injustice to the people of Tamale. Just in case, I leave something out. I don't think it will be, it will sound well. So
right, I know, right?
yes, once again to the Inside View, and the whole of UK. Yes, we are watching you, and we are so proud of you.
It's an honor. It's an honor
to achieve single-handedly, especially being the first female to host your own prime time show in the midst of all the challenges.
Right.
Yes. So I just want to say welcome once again.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We do commend you for your achievements. Yeah. So tonight, in order not to waste too much time, we just know you to be Ewurama Attoh. But we don't know any, apart from you being the queen of the airwaves. That's what I think most of your people actually describe you. We just want to know more about you. So if you could actually tell us a bit about yourself and also about your background.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you again. And let me say hi to our viewers. And it's an honor to be here. My name is Ewurama Attoh. And for those who know, for those who do not know, I'm re-emphasizing I'm Ewurama Attoh. Ewurama, it's I would say a very quiet, shy. People do not agree when I use the word shy to
I don't
say
even agree.
just. I am very, very reserved and shy lady. I am when I'm close to you, then it is not there. Sort of the introvert kind of person. I'm the first child or firstborn of my parents. We're four, two girls and then three boys, two first girls and then two last boys. I was born in yeah. I was I would say I was born in Kumasi, but like few months after my birth, we were brought here. So I will literally say I was born here. So whenever people ask me, I say I was born here. I
Okay.
because like where I was born, I have no roots or like I have no background there. But then my roots and my backgrounds and whatever whoever I am today, it's through here. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah.
Yes. So whenever I'm asked where were you born, I literally say I was born here. Because if you say, oh, you were born in Kumasi, and then you start mentioning areas that's you haven't even been before. So I say I was born here. I did my secondary school. Let me go back. I did my nursery and junior high here in Tamale, Queen Elizabeth, and then Beto. I picked part of my primary at St. Joseph's, and then a little a chunk of it at Beto Methodist primary and no, before it was JSS. Yes, so I'll say JSS. And then I did my secondary school at Bogatanga Girls Senior High. Then came back, like you were saying about my biography, that's where it started. You know how when as a kid, you know, what do you want to be? So I want to be like this, I want to be this, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a teacher. And the profession that got me was being a lawyer. So I said I want to be a lawyer. I was so jet on being a lawyer, but then after secondary school, life happened. Things didn't go as planned. You know, when you're done with secondary school, you're expected to go straight to the tertiary, but it didn't. Life happened. A whole lot of life happened. Um, so this is what I would say. It's Irama. Yeah.
Wonderful. So,
Mm.
um, what kind of family, did you actually grow up in that has shaped the kind of woman that you are today?
I would say it's a nuclear family. Yeah, a nuclear family. More of a Christian nuclear family, serious Christian family. Um, with a little bit of a music background, sort of. My dad will not take a no on a Sunday. You cannot miss Sunday school or Sunday church. You cannot miss choir practice. You cannot miss piano lessons. So it was a strict nuclear Christian family. That's how I describe the family I grew up from.
Wonderful.
Mm,
And you being the first female to host your own primetime show in
mm,
the media space. We hardly see women, you know,
right,
in prime time, having their weekday slots. I mean,
right.
it's not very, very, come on. And here you are, just doing it so easily. And also, um, you're making it look as if, you had it on a very, like on a silver platter. Could you please just
Mm,
tell us that journey, how, you know, I know you've told us that you wanted
yeah,
to become a lawyer,
a lawyer. Right.
and then life happened. But then
Mm,
I just want to know that journey into the media space.
right.
And yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting. Way back in 2013. So let's start from scratch. Way back in 2013, um, I have followed radio before 2013. I had friends who were in radio. I was how do you call it? A friend of radio, because most of my friends were in the media, doing what they do best, and then I was the one behind, listening and cheering them on. And sincerely, let me just say this out there: many people do not know radio wasn't part of something I thought I would do. I thought radio and TV were way out of my league. Um, Going back a little bit too, when we used to watch the news from GTV and CNN, my dad loves that we watch this news or we watch the international news where I see the likes of Christiana Mampo, and then when we come to Ghana, we see the likes of Barbara Sam, Ebenezer Mpabeng reading the news. And then one day my dad said, one day you're going to be on TV, reading the news like this. And this was something, I just looked at him and we laughed. It was like, TV there is a huge thing. I cannot be on, I cannot be on TV. And then moving forward, we forgot all about that. Then me having friends on radio, being in the background, cheering friends on and admiring their work. Then 2013, I've been that person who's always loud on social media, like voicing out my views and my opinions on issues that come up. So I have a friend, Seth Clips, who was then the drive time host of Kesmi FM. One Good Friday, during the Easter, he invited me on one of his programs for us to have a discussion. So I was invited as a guest on the station on his program. We had a very successful show. I got home. By evening time, he gave me a call and was like, would you want to, try radio? I was like, why not? Yeah, at that time, I was also going through some challenges at my office. I am a photo editor, and it was kind of getting uncomfortable there because my boss then was into things that were uncomfortable for me. So going back there was always frustrating, like a stress for me. So when he said, would you want to try radio? I jumped at it. I said, yeah, what would I do? I have a job too, because I cannot be there all day like you have been there. He says, okay, my boss listened to our program and he liked your voice. And he's thinking that maybe you'll do the entertainment news on his morning show. I said, fine. If it's in the morning, I can finish that entertainment news and then go to work. He said, that's cool. So this is how I started as an entertainment news co-host on the morning show. That was then hosted by Fred Chidi. And then we got started. That's where gradually it started going on and on and on. Then about 2 months into it, they said, okay, we want you to be part of us so you can host the brunch. It's okay. I could do that too. So this is how I got. So officially, I started radio in 2013, April. Wow. 2013, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's very, like impressive because you have the newspaper, we have the television, and we have the internet, and also the radio.
Right.
But for you, how powerful is the radio industry, or like how powerful is radio, as compared to?
Compared to TV, compared to newspapers, I think radio goes a bit further, and it's way powerful because you have people that listen to you that you do not know, and they do not know you, but they trust that whatever information you're giving them is it. They want to relax. They listen to your kind of music, the music you play. They want information about your community, about where you come from, about where you are operating from. They trust your judgment. They trust your production. So for me, I think radio compared to TV, yes, TV is powerful too because they see you in your whole and your pronunciation, your expressions and everything they see. But for the radio, they do not see. Your power is your microphone, the mic, and then the console, what controls everything. That your voice will carry out a message out there. They do not know you. Just how powerful it is. They do not know you. They haven't seen you, but then they trust what you're saying, the information you're giving out. So this is why I feel like radio is more powerful. I have tried TV for some time. It was okay, but friends would ask me, well, you've tried TV and you've tried radio. Which would you prefer? I always say I prefer radio because I'm comfortable there. I won't have that pressure of like you're doing every day. You would have to look, change what your wardrobe. You, you cannot wear the same thing at you have to look good and all that. I feel like it's pressure. That what every time I ask myself, what if my clothes get finished? What will I do? But then radio, you're not seeing me. I could wear the same clothes for a week. You would not know. But then it's my voice is all you need to carry on with.
Yeah, well, I'm so happy that you're talking about your voice. We have you know I'll say that like women in the radio space, have always faced that little
Right.
something of extra position because of their
Mm,
voice. You know,
right.
wanting them to sound a bit more like the men, and
Mm,
sometimes they get that backlash that, oh, this woman's voice, it's a
it's
bit too. Yes, I mean, have you had
right.
any any form of criticism, any form of
Oh yeah, I have actually.
like it,
When
voice is too
yeah,
piercing, voice is too um monotonous? Have
yeah,
you not had any?
I have had for me when I had that criticism. I actually even had it when then back then, Mr. Frechiti and Seth and Co were going on a road trip, and then they were asking, seeking the fans who are joining them on that trip, their views and their opinions and their suggestions on how they should run the program if they want any. And then majority of them, though I wasn't in the bus with them. Majority of them were like, they don't like my voice. They feel I'm faking it. They feel like I'm slanging it and all that. So when they came back, that's what they were telling me. I was like, this is how I talk. I am a fast tongue. If I don't talk fast, I don't know how to, if I slow down, if I feel like I'm stammering.
Okay.
And I don't know if you know this, when you're about to go and you are feeling anxious, you're
Yeah.
shaking your legs and you want everything to go right. So your brain, your whole body, it's the things are happening, and then it makes you talk the way you talk. But I tried doing what they wanted me to do, and I realized that that wasn't me. If I'm going to be going along with every criticism that comes, oh, we don't like the way you walk, then I change my walk. We don't like the way you talk, then I change my talk. I won't be representing myself. I won't be doing justice to myself. So I felt like they would they would get familiar with the voice. I think maybe because it was new, that is why it was they felt like it was strange for me to be like that. And I think I got more attention because when I came into the mainstream with the branch, I sort of changed the way things were done. Majority of the stations, we say branch, and then automatically, I didn't know who brought that idea or who brought that suggestion that a branch is supposed to be hosted by a woman, and then the drive is supposed to be hosted by a man. The breakfast show is supposed to be hosted by a man. Then any late night romantic host program should be hosted by a woman. So we were like giving those roles as this is a woman's position, this is a man's position. And when I came in, I wasn't playing the usual brunch, lunchtime romantics. I was playing the normal, I put myself out there. If I'm in the office, what kind of song would I want to be listening to?
Sure.
So I relate to all these things until the then drive time host said had a job, and then he had too many responsibilities, and then he thought he cannot carry it on his own. He was a teacher, and then he had another opportunity to be a manager of a certain place. So he said, I'm going to leave out the drive time, and I want you to be the host. It was scary because when he put it out there that I am now going to be the drive time host, there was no one on his comment section that agreed to it.
Whoa.
There was no one in his comment section that was happy that a woman is going to host the drive time. There were so many questions. When I went through I got scared. I came back to work and I said, are you sure this is a good idea? Because I don't want to. It looks like I am not perfect for it. It looks like people do not want to, so I don't want to. He said, no, you will do it. And this is how we are. Now we're here. Here we are.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's that kind of stereotype.
Yeah, exactly.
That we don't want a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll come to this one, but I just want to know your creative process.
Right.
On a typical day for Ewurama
Mm-hmm.
behind the console.
Right.
Just take us through what a day is like, and also your creative process, how you go about, your actually,
Production.
yes, production.
Right.
Yeah,
My typical day, more aside job, the station's duties and all. I take care of my foundation, that's the rep foundation, and then also I'm a gym freak, so and then a gym too. But let's pay attention on the radio bit, how I prepare myself. To it.
yeah.
I look at the weather, the production, my songs, music selection. By the way, I play my own music. So the music selection and every playlist by day is done by me. So I have to pre-listen to all the songs that I want to play during that period on that day. I select it myself. Then on what I want to say, uh, what segment is coming up next, who I am inviting on the show, what question I'm throwing out there. Majority of the questions I throw out there on Facebook, especially early in the morning, is leading. It leads me to what I am going to be doing when my drive time comes up.
Okay.
So I sort of one way or the other, how one way or the other, like steady people's action. Let's say I put out there, I just put out there, how are you? The comments that come leads me to how my production is going to go and how my music selection is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how production is done for me.
Okay. Earlier on, you made mention that when your predecessor said that, you were the perfect candidate,
Mm.
For the job, you had a lot of opposition,
Yeah.
not wanting a woman,
Mm-hmm.
to take on that position. So for me, how can we impress on media houses to give women equal footing?
Right.
Yes, instead of just seeing media houses as a stale boys club,
Right.
in order to embrace inclusivity and also diversity. How
Right.
can we? Yeah.
First off, I am all for women, empowering women and encouraging women
Sure.
to take up whatever they want to take up, especially if it's in my field. You want to do radio, then you must want to really, really do the radio. There are instances where women come to me and say, "Oh, we want to do radio. We want to be like you." Then when I take them into the nitty gritties or nitty gritties of how to go about it, how to start off, and then even give an assignment, they run.
Well,
They run. Yeah, I have had so many incidences where they flee because they did not their imagination, their mind frame about what radio is wasn't what I was teaching them. They thought it was all easy breezy, rosy. I come on and then I just sit and I start talking. So talking about how radio stations would encourage their more women in the mainframe, it would have to come from the woman. Set saw that I was so passionately into it and I was putting my all into it. That is how come he knew I could do it.
mm-hmm.
But if I am a radio station, I have lots of women there working for the radio station, but they're not putting their backs at it. They are not researching on their programming. When you put them behind the console, they are not putting their backs at it. They are being lazy about it. I would definitely not want to put you there. You must want it to be there or to get it. It is not something you just say, like, oh, because I am a one, you must give it to me. I must know that you would be able to um, pull a crowd. You'll be able to educate. You will be able to entertain. You will be able to inform truthfully. before I put you on a prime time show, before I push you where you want to be. Not be, you just don't come to the station and say, "Oh, I have." If you have the certificate, that's a plus. That's good. I have the voice, or I look beautiful, and I can do it. Prove that you can do it. Then they will push you there. So I won't totally say radio stations are, or we don't have. Back then, when I wasn't into it, I would have said, I used to say, "Oh, they're not encouraging enough. They're not being open for women and all that." Until I got in and I realized that the women themselves are running away from it. There are a few that are more courageous and more determined to do it, and they still stay. I have few female friends. We have a community, we have a group, and then we have them there who are seriously into it. They know what they're about, and they're doing it. That would, for them, when their bosses see that they want to do it, they put them wherever they want to be. Then they're sure that they will do what they said they can do. So it is not generally for everybody. You must want it to be there. You must really, really want it to be there. And education, getting your education on journalism is very, very important. When I got in, I had no training. But then I realized that once I was getting the fame and then getting the accolades and getting their acknowledgement, if I didn't, but not having the training wasn't really satisfying. And whenever we go for a program and then you see your colleagues and they're talking about this and talking about school and they're talking about the certificate they had, you're feeling like you are a freeloader being amongst them. You should have gotten yourself educated and gotten yourself trained before you're coming. It's fine if you have the talent for it, but get educated on your field before you come in. Yeah.
Wow, that's a big. um, you know, I am a bit surprised because we talk about empowerment, we talk about inclusivity, we talk about diversity, and yet when you're being given the opportunity, we run
Yeah.
away
Right.
from it, and we later blame it on the men. That's
Exactly. Yeah.
Equal opportunities, and
Right.
actually coming from you. Wow.
Yeah, because I feel like, you know how it says women support women, behind every man there's a successful woman. I also feel like behind every successful woman there is a man or men that pushed her to get to wherever she is. Yeah, she has the vim to do it. She has the determination, the passion to do it. But then let's take for example, if Seth and then my other colleagues were discouraging, were always telling me I cannot do it. Oh, manager, she cannot do it. Oh, CEO, she cannot do it. Don't allow her. Or then they'll be sabotaging me. I would not be where I am. I would be struggling all by myself and I would still be stuck where I am. But then they knew that I could do it. And then they pushed me into it. Things that I was running away from, they'll come and say, you will do it. You can do it. Then they push me to it. But if you are a woman, you come in and then they criticize you 1, 2, 3, and then you give up, you really do not want it. I'm not sure if they had told you that you cannot do it, you will not. you would be here. Many people told you cannot do it. You'll be here. Your determination and your passion brought you this far. I think that is the drive that takes us wherever we want to go to. We need the encouragement from both the male and the female, and then your determination and your passion would push you or carry you wherever you are. So I feel like the way when we say behind every successful man there's a woman, the same way for me. Let me speak for myself. For me, the same way for me.
Great. So, I mean, now, how can we encourage our girls to use the social media, proactively, and not to be seen as mainly sex objects? How can we, push us, our girls? Because you made mention that the girls do come. Yes, they've got a certificate. They've got the personality. They've got, the beauty and everything. But then when it comes
to the challenges,
yes, they shy away from it. So how do we push our young girls, to use the media proactively? Yes, and not just just relying on their beauty.
Right. It has to come from us. Okay. Probably it could be the way some of us are portraying how the media is. Nowadays, you see women in media having this and having that. I'm not saying that's wrong, and not truly telling the true story of how they came by whatever it is that they're doing. You went through challenges before you got to where you are, but you're not telling that story. So the girl is looking at you and feeling, oh, because you just started now and it just blew for you and you have it, so I want to also jump in it. I think if we start training and having or start mentoring them into understanding how all this works, understanding that it is not all rosy, it is not what it is that what you think it is. You just don't get up and say, I want to be in radio, and then you are in radio, and then boom, witches come. You have to be truthful about the situation. Let it bear. It's rosy and it's not rosy at the same time. It's challenging, it's fun, it's tiring, it's stressful, it's frustrating. But if we are determined and we are passionate about it, we'll get to wherever we want to get. And it's a step by step, not a one time success. It's a step by step, then we'll get there. I used to mentor. I used to be in a mentorship program with NOSAC. We used to go to secondary schools to mentor these young girls. And then we went to Kumungu Senior High, I remember. And we had girls. Normally when we go, it's only girls that we are mentoring. And I simply, whenever I start, I simply ask what you want to be. And I realized that they were all mentioning, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a doctor, I want to be um, a lawyer and all that. And I realized I am here. My profession has not been mentioned. It was discouraging. I was like, why don't you guys want to be journalists? Why don't you want to be this? And they had the notion and the mentality that being a journalist or being in the media, it means that men will not respect you because they will say they'll be insulting you because you've been saying things on air. It is not respectful. They also say that journalists new women in the media are this and that. So we don't want to be tagged like that. So we don't want to be complicating our lives and all that. So they first off afraid that they will be criticized for what they say on air. They will be crucified for whatever they and one very important thing they said, we might not get husbands to marry.
Whoa.
Yes, we will not get husbands. This is where it got me. We will not get husbands to marry. Because it's been put in their minds that if you go into journalism or into media, you won't get husbands to marry. Because we are loudmouths. We know because you say what it is, you won't get a man.
Ewurama, so the lay man or let's say lay person who has no idea of what the prime time show actually is. Can you please educate us?
Oh yeah, okay. The prime time show, it's more of in a layman's words, the programs that are most listened to, that businesses are most of the times advertising on. That is the prime time show. So they take from the morning show, the brunch, and then the drive. These are the prime time shows from morning 6 a.m. to lately drive time ends at 7. So let's say from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. prime time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so as someone actually sending me that question, could you please ask Ewurama for me? What is the meaning of prime time?
Oh, okay.
I guess maybe she's answered your question. So thank you so much, Ewurama. For that. I just want to know how effectively you've used your radio to reflect the different needs of your target listeners. How have you been able to do that?
It's been hard. Knowing your target, what your target needs, it's hard. But consistency,
Okay.
it's key. Being very consistent. Letting your target know that this is what is coming. and it is going to continue to come. So you're looking out for that every time. If you come, you do this today, tomorrow you come and you're doing something else. The next day you're doing something else. Then the next week come back and start all over again, doing the same thing, then change. It's shaky. They don't stay with you. So I think, yeah, being consistent. I would stick with consistency. Yeah.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Because consistency, what else would you attribute it?
Dedication.
Dedication. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Dedication. One thing about radio, that they know that you won't be coming all the time. They don't trust that you are coming today. They won't definitely stay with you and not trust what you are coming up with, because they know you're coming today, tomorrow you're not coming. Are you serious at all? You're doing this, or you don't even prepare. You just get out and then you just blare out whatever it is that you want to say. One thing too that I want to put out there, not to come off as a know-it-all, that what I say is constant, is the truth. Listeners will humble you.
Oh,
I have had my share.
I like that one.
Listeners will humble you.
Wow.
Because I've had incidences where friends and then people I do not know, I would say something on air, then they would go out of their way to get the station's number or my number and then text, you said this, it wasn't right. You made this grammar, it wasn't correct.
Whoa.
One other one that I cherish a lot, when I first started, when I'm giving the announcement or giving an LPM, it was a travel and tour had an advert with us, an ad with us, and I wanted to, spice it up, and I said, pack your bags and baggages. Pack your bags and baggages. So one time, the person went out of their way to search for the number of the station and sent a text on the text line and says, you do not say bags and baggages. It stuck with me. I realized that, I am not alone. I cannot come in here and then be doing all these things. People will humble you. I've also had an incident where, by then there was, I don't know, what's a supreme judge, a judge in Tamale, had to drive all the way to the station, search for me and says, I like your Tuesday jazz. So keep it up. You stay with it. That means there are people that are listening to you that you do not even know. This is how I caught my niche. I realized that I wasn't really appealing to the younger ones. I was rather appealing to the older generation.
Okay.
Yeah. So then it changed my way of doing things. So consistency, determination, and be open to correction. Because, hey, listeners will humble you. Let me just leave it down.
I've taken something from you. Listeners will humble you. And also, listeners will humble you. Mm-hmm. I hope people online actually watching us who send us. Now that you have audience actually just gives feedback on your pronunciations and I don't think it's becoming a bit scary, but once I said English is also
true.
Yes,
so now I make it a point that even when I'm saying something and then I make a mistake, I instantly laugh at myself on air. Then she knows she's wrong.
Wow.
So immediately I know that what I said didn't even make sense. I kind of work it out and say, then I start laughing at myself.
Just
and I was like,
yourself.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah. So how do you stay, with such, just pardon me, but just audience will humble you. I think I've also taken that on board today. So, how do you stay updated and also informed about the new development in your field? How do you do it?
Read on the field and research.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever it is that's whatever interesting. So I'm always online. I'm always on Google. Sometimes I see when I read comments or posts from friends and I see a new word, for example, I quickly go on Google to find out what is that word, what's the meaning of that word. I read a lot. Reading helps a lot. Reading helps a lot. So read around your field. What you do. Don't take it for granted. Not taking your field for granted. Don't make a joke out of it. Just you have had an opportunity to be a radio host and then you do not do any research on it, on your program, on a certain topic, on a subject. One day you are there and then your manager calls you, hey, wait, these people are coming for interview. Please prepare. Sometimes there are no questions for you. You have to prepare your own questions. So you need to prepare yourself. All you need is the people that are coming in, what they are coming in for, and then you get your questions and then you're answering them. So you need to prepare at all costs. The moment you're going on air, you know, everybody assumes that you are prepared for whatever. Because you're on air. If you're on air or during that prime time from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., if you're on at that time, anything can happen. And if you're on air, you are responsible for whatever happens. You might be there and then someone will call you that something is happening here and you are the one to report on it or you are the one to correspond for it and you're not prepared for it. Why are you there?
Yeah.
So we need to be prepared and get research on our fields and be prepared at all costs and at all time.
Wonderful.
It will save you.
More preparation, more
Yes.
research.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Ewurama, you're all over the place. Today you're in a program. You're giving, talks here and there. Can you please share with us your recent milestone as a prime time host?
As a prime time host, well, right now I'm at a new station. This is my second year on there, so I still feel like I am fresh on there. One thing that's my highlight so far as a media woman is being a mentor on the SWEDA mentorship project, where you are even on it too.
Well.
Yes, where we are grooming young ladies to become what they want to become, and it's humbling and it's life changing. I sometimes feel like they're educating me per se when they come to me asking questions. Sometimes they give us our fields, but then these young girls will come with a different situation altogether, and then you're like, hey, this is not what they gave me to mentor you on, but they're expecting that since you are a mentor, you should have you should be able to cover all fields. So I think my highlight right now is being the mentor for the SWEDA project and also my ERA Foundation project, where we seek for help for sanitary pads from well-to-do ones, and then we'll send it to those who cannot afford sanitary pads. So I think these are my highlights and my achievements that I'm so far proud of right now.
Well done, anyway. Well done.
Thank you very much.
To the media space, was there any particular person, any role model that really motivated you to go into media or like into radio? Was there any do you have any role model that really inspired you to become a
and when I was younger, it was Barbara Sam of GTV. Then gradually, when I was it has been Barbara Sam all through, and then internationally Christina Amampo. But then someone here in Northern Region got my interest because of how she was articulating on air, and she was at the station I am right now at Diamond. We used to call her Tina. She had this calm voice and calmness that would make you want to listen to her. So whenever she's on, I am stuck on. I'm like, it would be nice if I sound like this. Like, and then when I physically saw her first time, I was like, small body like this with big voice. So when I first saw her, I was like, wow, it would be nice. You see her like face to face and she's shy, she's calm, she's quiet, she's minding her business. And then when she goes on air, she's fire. So I was always on listening to her all the time. It's sad that when I moved to Diamond, she was no longer. It would have been awesome working to work with her. But I hear she's not even in Ghana also, I think. So Tina was my all-time favorite in Northern Ghana.
Wow.
But all in all, generally, Baba Sam, hey, the woman was beautiful. Charlie with her hair and all that. I'm even excited talking about her.
You know what? Wherever Auntie Barbara is, Auntie Barbara has really inspired all of us. And to mention your fellow woman's name, that Tina, well done. For a lot of women who find it difficult actually praising their fellow women. Here you are talking about Tina with so much, happiness and also glee on your face. And so I say, well done for just projecting another woman.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. As busy as you are, how do you balance your professional life? Because you sleep very late and you wake up very early.
Yeah.
How do you combine all these things and then you excel everything that you do? How do you do it?
Well, I think I have a strong support. I have a very strong support from my family, especially my mom. You would think that sometimes I work when they want us to do something, and then it was like, I remember somebody said I was so confused when I couldn't read it. I'll be like, no, I'm cool. I'll do it because I know at the back of my mind, mom is taking care of the home. I have my sister, I have my brothers who I pick up a phone, I call them, and then jump. And I have friends. My two best friends are also very, very supportive. Though they're also in the media and they're also very busy at the time. They're also very supportive. So it keeps me balanced. And then, my friends also keep me balanced because from work, gym, and then home. From work, gym, and home. I practically don't have like I said earlier, I'm a shy, reserved person. And you don't want to believe. I am a shy, reserved person. So it's just like home, work, gym, home, work, gym. That's it. But so far, my strongest support is my family.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just want us to come back to the space where you being the first female, hosting your own primetime show.
Right.
I think this is where it gets a bit interesting because this is where a lot of women do not want to be in your shoes because it's a bit hard work.
Yeah.
It's a bit daunting as well.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be. In your case, even though you grew up in Tamale and everything, I'm not too sure whether you're able to speak the language very well.
Oh yeah.
Sure, okay, that's fine. But then you have other things also playing to your disadvantage as well. How have you been able to navigate in terms of the cultural background? How have you been able to navigate all these challenges and be as successful as you are today?
It's been hard and very challenging, especially let's not for our listeners misconstrue me, but this is what happens to us. That if you're not from here, chances of you getting an opportunity to do something here is next to none. Let's say an organization comes from Accra or outside of Accra or outside of Ghana, and they come into Tamale, and they say, oh, give us, without asking me, not me, but then asking a fellow media person who is from Tamale, or who is originally from here, ask, oh, give us your top 5 personalities that you want us to work with. Majority of the time, I won't be mentioned because I'm not from here. That's one. Two, that's because, you're a woman. They will think, oh, you're a woman, you'll not be able to do it. They assume for you that you will not be able to be out there at this particular time or at this particular day. So majority of the time, the support, yes, but not as I want it. It should be, do not use where I come from, that I am not part of you, as a yardstick, not to give me the opportunity to do what I want to do. Hey, VR4. Not to give me the opportunity to do what I want to do. It should be an all-round thing, fair thing. Give me the job because I can do it, not because I am not from here. That is the challenging bit. But all in all, I do not dwell much on that, because if I do, it will not take me to where I am today. I sometimes, okay, we're still going to strive no matter what, and I think we have survived. It's challenging because we are originally not from here, so yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mm.
We sincerely apologize for Ewurama's background because I think there's been
No power. VR has taken their power.
doing so.
It's a technical challenge. It's a technical challenge. Technical challenge.
Okay, Matt. So, yeah, coming, we a challenge. Yes, I like that. Yeah, Ewurama. What kind of advice would you give to a young girl watching you, just admiring your success and wants to follow your footsteps? What kind of advice would you give to that?
I would say come into the field with an open mind, and of course, your confidence is key in this field. If you're not confident, you don't trust what you're saying. As much as you're telling the truth, if you're not confident, we're not sure if you're telling the truth. Like, where's the confidence? Get yourself educated in the field that you're coming into, and know what you're about. If you're coming in, what are you coming in for? As a field journalist, as a presenter, as an editor, as a reporter, know where you are coming, know what you want to do, and also know that there are challenges. One thing I left out in my start of radio, when Seth called for the talk, and then he called later on and asked that if I can join Test Me, if I want to join Test Me and all that. Then I joined, and then he said, oh, we want you to become the brunch time host and all that. Many people do not know this. There was a time I think I was expecting something. At least then I had been there for a year. I think they thought I was expecting something of some sort, like financial help or something. And then they called me to the office and said, this is the situation. We cannot pay you for now, at least for a year. Would you still want to? I don't know if you were testing me or what. I said, yeah, I would do it. So for a year and a half, I did it without pay. I did it without support. It was the support from my previous job. Maybe because I had another job that I was able to carry on with that. But I want to let you know this. It gets challenging. Sometimes the money won't come. Radio and media is not all, it's rosy, but not all rosy. I want you to understand that. I want you to be fair, and I want to be fair and really truthful. It is not all rosy. So when you're coming and there's a little challenge, don't run, stay. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. When you are determined and you have established yourself and then given yourself, branded yourself well, the success will come. Right now, I do not earn money from just the radio because of how far I have come as an MC, as a moderator, as a consultant. I get paid for these services. So it's not like don't see radio as just this, but see it with arrows that will lead you to so many places. It is not all rosy, but with determination and passion and education. Now that I know better, education is key. You need to put it all up in your pocket and then come up. When you do, you'll be successful and you'll be a brand name that you want to. Yeah.
So anybody listening to Rama,
Mm.
education.
Education. Yeah.
And also be willing, to sacrifice your time.
Thank you.
See the radio,
Right.
as an avenue into
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
other funnels that you can.
Right.
Yeah. And you've so many things, but I
Mm.
think of late, we see women in the media space, like especially like most of these young girls are interested in the fame more than getting the work done.
Right.
And here you are, you're so simple, so modest, representing women very, very, and you are using your head and not your beauty. How do we encourage our girls to, go about, their work, or should I say, their working life,
Right.
with that attitude that what is the brain that comes first before the
The,
beauty.
the
So
physical beauty.
yeah, so it's like beauty with brains, but not
Yeah.
just empty, like just empty beauty, and not to be used by men, as
Yeah.
sex subjects. I mean, I'm so interested in that one because
Right.
everybody sees women in the media space as these women
Mm-hmm. Oh
women,
yeah.
you know what I mean.
I see those types of ladies as the ones that come in looking for the easy way out.
Okay.
You know, they come in and they want the easy way. I've had an instance where a fellow woman will ask that, oh, so what's your connection? And so just give me your connect, like, teach me how you get your connection. I was like, what connection? It's like, what connection are you talking about? Is it the people you should, let me also now get to know them. I'm like, I don't know anybody. I just, when the work comes and I need to interview somebody, the work sends me there. I'm do my interview and I'm done and come back. But like the girls at the Komungo Senior High School, where we had the mentality of, not if you're in the media, you will not get a man to marry. They assume that media ladies are all over the place chasing men here and there and all that. For me, if I feel like if, no offense, if you get yourself educated and well vested in your field, you wouldn't even be concerned by how you look, how you want to put yourself out there. Yeah, you need to put yourself out there neat and proper, but not neat and shabby and calling for you know what. You know what I mean?
I know,
And then not showing things that you do not have, but you want people to believe that that's what you have. Being fair and truthful about the field is very, very important.
because I mean, sorry to interject, because I think that's where the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You start working in the media industry, you start working, like being a radio, prime time host, and then within a period of 6 months, you'll be driving,
Where is that coming from?
um, splashing, on yourself. I mean,
And
and
then
it
traveling here
doesn't
and
match
there.
your, match
Exactly.
your pay or
Yeah.
like your salary.
Mm-hmm.
So, to the girls out there who do not know the challenges that you guys go through, they might think, oh, we knew Ewurama before. And then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, Ewurama is now a big girl. out there
Yeah.
wearing all these designers here and there.
Yeah.
And you yourself, you know that what you get at the end of the month doesn't actually commensurate
That's not
with
even much.
the lifestyle. So I think that's where the problem
Yeah.
is.
Sometimes my colleagues and I will be laughing because we know what's in our purse. But when we come on air, we don't sound like what's in our purse. You know, just when we say we don't sound like what's in our purse at all. She'll come with a challenge, and then that's a 26 explanation packet more. But when we go on air, you feel like, hey, but you're hungry. Sometimes you're even stressed out. Sometimes you're depressed. But you need to do your job.
Mhm.
So for me, I always tell the new ones that are coming in, the moment you enter the studio, your problems, your house matter, your relationship matters. Even if a guy has broken your heart before coming to the studio, it is not your business to share with the
Yeah.
listener. The moment a listener knows that something is off with you, you have failed as a media person.
Mhm.
You don't share your stress because they are already in stress in the world out there. So then you come in and you share your frustration. Sometimes a boy has broken your heart and you go on air and you start dissing every man.
Mm.
Then you lose focus on what you are supposed to be doing. So we need to be more responsible and understand how powerful the microphone is. I always say the microphone is very, very powerful. I think many people take it for granted. It's very powerful. What you say out there, it's like saying something out in the air. Like whoever receives it should receive it. You don't know who is receiving it, and you don't know who you are saving or who you're trying to kill with your words. You just sit there and say whatever it is. So you be very cautious, be very intentional with your words. That's what I was looking for when you get on radio. People do not want to hear what you have and what you have done at that moment. At that moment, you are trying to de-stress him or her. Is maybe he or she has had a tough time at work and needs something to take his mind off, and then you come in with your wahala. They won't stay with you. And more to it, you are a woman and you are letting your emotions do your work for you. You fail.
Mm.
So for me, I think we need to be able to differentiate when and where we do what and what.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you made mention of how powerful the microphone.
Yeah.
There's something I've actually noticed.
Mm.
We have a lot of pressing issues in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Most times, our radio stations are just full of. I just want to say this with no apology. Well, no apologies whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Junk. Junk.
Mm-hmm.
We want to, empower. We want to transform,
Yeah.
the mindsets of the youth,
Mm-hmm.
to bring a lot of changes.
Yeah.
Yet we have radio stations, in the prime time, talking about
things.
things. You understand what I mean?
It's very
Meanwhile,
uncomfortable.
yes, we have issues with our healthcare, with how,
Mm-hmm.
like we have issues with our, education, we have issues, with our roads, we have a lot of pressing issues. I'm not saying that, we should be so heavy all the time,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why we have the music, we have, jokes in
Yeah.
between here. But on the whole, like overall, most of the, media space, I don't know how
A
to
lot
put
of
it.
junk.
Yes, you being a primetime host,
Mm.
what can you do to bring such changes? Because I'm just looking at the 2-year-old child,
Mm-hmm.
5-year-old child growing up, and these kids now have access to phones. They have access to gadgets that they
Right.
can tune into all these radio stations, and
Right.
sometimes the language even itself is not even
Exactly.
appropriate. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? You have
Mm-hmm.
all these children listening to,
Too.
some of the things that you people actually, put out there. What
Mm-hmm.
can be done to make sure that if we want change, or like we want to change, radio is one of the medium that can be used to bring about these changes that we constantly talk about. It can
Right.
educate, it can inform, it can actually do so many things. And
Mm-hmm.
so if the microphone is not used
Properly.
wisely or properly, then obviously it affects the whole generation. So
Mm-hmm.
you being a prime time host, I think I'm just putting you on the spot. What can
I
you
get,
do?
I get what you're saying, and I 100% support what you're saying, 100%. Um, we are in an era where some radio stations rather would have be cloud chasing than educate and empower. They would rather be saying the things that are not supposed to say on air to instigate the listener. Now, when you instigate the listener, definitely the listener will call in and start also saying things that are not supposed to be said on radio. But first off, you cannot even tell the person not to say that because you're already saying that.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly. For me, I think for us to curb this, it has to do with management. Management has to stand their ground and say, this is what we stand for. And this is what we do. I don't think that if um, I can just get up one day and just go say anything I want to say at my station because that's not what they're up for. They're not for the drama and for the profanity and for all that. They're not for that. And they've made sure that it stays that way. If every radio station and management stand their ground and say, this is what we want you to do. It is for education. It is for information. It's for entertainment. It is not to instigate. Your words through the mic can make or unmake a nation. But you allow them to say whatever they want to say, regardless who is listening. That's not safe for us as a nation. It is not safe at all. Lucky for me, both stations I have in all my, I think, how many years now? 12 years
Mhm.
in radio. The two stations I've worked with, they have stand their grounds on what they want out there to educate, to entertain, and inform, not to instigate, not to create unnecessary drama. So we are careful, we are intentional with our words because we do not know, like I always say, you do not know who you're talking to
Yeah.
for you to land yourself in trouble or land a nation into trouble or land a nation into chaos. So for me, we first of start with the radio management, also with the NCA, National Communications, also be on guard and then sanction stations that are going out of the rules and regulations and restrictions because it's getting out of hand. Sometimes even some of the songs you listen and say, this is not supposed to be played at this time, but it's being played. Some radio presenters or I'll say radio presenters or DJs don't even know that this particular song is not supposed to be played this time. Or when they're even downloading the songs, they're not checking, is it clean or profane? They just download it. And then they start playing. Some will not even pre-listen to the song. They just go, I have gotten a new song. Let me just go on radio and then play it and start giving fans to the artist. Because when you give fans to the artist will at least give you some money. So they just play it. And before you know, they're too late. The song is not good for radio. I've had an instance where in my previous work, we someone lied about his background and we employed him and he was supposed to be doing the brunch. I was at a launch of Toyota car launch when my manager called and says, "What is happening?" Because NCA board have been calling him. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not listening to the station because I'm at the program where you asked us to go. And he says, I should find time, just walk away a little bit and listen to the type of songs that are playing at 10 a.m. So I did. And this guy was playing one particular song that is not from A to Z. It's profane. And I was cringing. I had to call the person and get him off air because A, NCA board has called, we might be sanctioned for what we're doing. That means it happens that he was listening to our station when he was in transit or wherever he was going. So it is very important that the stations keep their presenters in check on what they are going to say and not to say, because your words can make a nation or unmake a nation. But here we are, majority of the stations are just in for the clout. So the fight is hard, but we're still carrying on. Yeah.
Yes, because most of the times they'll tell you we need to pay our staff. So, but I am thinking we're already behind in so many things. So instead of just using the media to empower the people, this sudden craze for viewers and all that, to me it's right. I don't know whether maybe because maybe I'm now old, so I don't see the need for all that hype and
that's exactly, well, that's what's happening. We must have the numbers. If I open the phone lines and then no one, I don't know who taught them that if you open the phone lines and no one calls, you have failed. I don't know who taught them that. I don't know, but you should know that you should know this, that let's say I am a drive time host. Yes, I am. During my time, I know majority of my listeners are driving. Would I want them to pick a phone and start calling? Because road regulation says do not talk on phone while you're driving. So do I encourage them to say, oh, pick up a phone and call me if you're driving and let's talk on radio? No. Yes, at a point I will open up the phone line, but you should also consider the time you're having your program, what's happening outside. People at work that they're enjoying, it's a weekend, they're home or they're on the road. All this should come in play when you are hosting your show. But we have that mentality that if I open up the phone line and no one calls, I failed. The program didn't go well. Who told you? But here we are. So they would rather do anything, bring up any topic, so that it would instigate the listener, and then he will pick up a phone and call. Now, when you instigate the listener and picks up a phone and call, you cannot control what he says because you instigated him. He's agitated, he's angry, and he's going to react to what you said. You can't control what he says. So it's a tough fight, but we are trying. That's what I would say. We are trying.
Yeah, because with educational programs, it goes a long way, to help the masses. Putting the government, to account, making sure the teachers, do the right. I mean, there's so many things that you can use the media, to do instead of just instigating all the unnecessary stuff that's actually going out there. And also, if we want a generation that is ready, to take up the challenge that we want, then obviously it starts with us. It starts with those actually, holding the microphone, making sure that. But anyway, I think
we'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. Step by step, we will get there. That's my prayer and hope that we'll definitely get there.
Definitely. I mean, now there's a move, or I would say a shift from the radio, podcast. So
podcasting, yeah.
Yes. So how significant is the move for from broadcast to podcast? For you, because
for me, I would say podcast is very scary because you can't control what they say. You can't, you can't control. I've listened to a couple of podcasts, and what they say, I'm like you were saying, younger ones now have phones and they get on it. Now people are saying certain things. You have weird people on the podcast saying things. They are narcissists on air, instigating men to do this to women and all that, and it's so scary. It is so scary. That is how powerful the microphone is. You see them as like, hey, so who's controlling this one? Well, this one, I don't know who's controlling that one, because I get on, I have my tripod, I have my ring light, I have my this. I'm on air, boom. No one can control it. Or what I say, I can say whatever I want to say with a podcast. It is that one is scary and very unsafe, I per se. There might be people that will say, oh, we're going on the positive, on education, on projecting empowerment and all that. Then there is another side, the majority side, that is we're going whatever we want to go. You have young girls with, no offense, long nails, boobs coming out, long hair, and you're sitting down saying, oh, for me, I don't want to work and all that. What are you teaching the younger ones that are watching? They don't want to work. A man has to take care of it. It's not bad, but what are we teaching them? So for me, I think some podcasts dangerous and scary. That's what I would say.
Wow.
There is no regulation.
There's no regulation. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are gradually coming to the end of our discussion. So we just want you to share with us, any of your upcoming events that maybe you want your.
Oh
your
yeah,
fans-
I have the Area Foundation next month. That's my birth month. That's when we are like we are more emphasizing on the support, and this time we're taking a new turn. Very soon, my crew and I, you will be seeing us. Will be coming to you out there, not
Okay.
be on Facebook or on WhatsApp seeking for the help. We'll be out there. Um, when it comes, you will see how we don't want to sell it all out, but there's a new, I call it a challenge though, that is going to come up next month in the markets. Route Foundation is going to go into the market and we're going to be seeking for funds on there. Yeah. So our next donation is coming next month. So we're going to be doing that. That's what's coming up.
For what's the foundation for?
Please come again.
So what is your foundation for?
We're supporting for women's health, menstrual health, hygiene and education. Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
So we solicit for funds for sanitary pads for young girls and the young women in most deprived communities.
In deprived communities. Okay.
Yeah.
So can I just add my voice? If you're watching us online, next month, our dear Queen, has a foundation called IRA Foundation.
Yeah.
Basically, what that she, the foundation does is to just solicit help.
Yeah.
For
and educating for the menstrual health and hygiene.
Menstrual health, yes, yeah. And hygiene. So if you want to support her, and in the diaspora, kindly contact me, and I will just try and just link you up.
We'll be very happy for them to receive your support. Yeah.
Ewurama Foundation, and also if you want to contact her directly, I think she's on Facebook, Ewurama Attoh.
Yeah.
And also she's on TikTok. You can also get in touch with her, and you can help her. Every little helps.
Definitely, thank you. Yes.
Let's support. I mean, menstrual health is. I mean, it's something that really saddens my heart because this is not something that we should even come out and even ask or even beg people for. But hey,
exactly.
We have our girls missing school, missing lectures,
classes. Yeah.
I mean, classes because they can't afford sanitary pads. So please, if we want to push our girls to reach greater heights, please can we support IRA Foundation to be of a great help, to the girls in the deprived areas. So all I'm asking for you tonight is let's support IRA Foundation, to be, to help, these young girls, with two parts for them to go back to school when they are, on their periods. We don't want them to miss. We don't want them to miss.
Definitely not.
We don't want them to miss lectures, please. Yeah. And also, to be, hygienic, as well. So let us support IRA Foundation to be of a continuous help to our girls in the rural areas. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, I mean, your final words to, your fans, your family, your work colleagues, and also to the whole of Tamale and the northern part of Ghana. Anything
Right.
that you want to talk about before we go,
Oh yeah,
please.
I have loads. If I start now, it will not end. But all I want to say is
But try.
very, a very big thank you uh, to my family and my supporters and my friends, and of course Northern Region for the support. I know for all the awards I have won, if it hadn't been you, I don't think I'll be here. My biggest award win, that was the People's Celebrity Award, that's 2017. Tamale came all out.
Oh,
It blew
wow.
my mind. They,
Should have sent
they,
me some pictures too. Actually, what's up for you?
they
Just to,
came all out
yeah.
and we won. It was the biggest one, and it was live on TV. All of Tamale was like stuck on their TV, like in front of the TV, waiting for us to win, and we won. That was when I knew that, hey, I am from Tamale. This is where I started with it.
You know,
So yeah, for the support,
proud
for
to
the
you
love,
are.
yes, for the love. I can never say thank you enough,
Mm,
but I am really, really grateful. Yeah. Mhm.
wow. I
Yeah.
just want to say thank you so much, Ira,
Thank you
for
very much.
um, honoring my invitation to
It's a
um,
pleasure. The way I was anxious, eh?
oh Charlie. We are sure say.
I remember when we shared, a friend said, a colleague said, the interviewer is going to be interviewed. That freaked me out. I said, "Oh, see you. I'm always the one asking the question. Now it is going to be going the other way around. How am I going to do
You
it?
know
How am I
what?
going to?"
It's not easy sitting on the hot seat, especially when you interview people all the time and then it's like
Now I
you're
know.
put on
Now
the
I
hot
know. So
seat.
now I'll go easy.
Yeah. I mean, it's such an honor for me to have you on the inside view.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We are
Thank
so
you. It's an
proud.
honor too.
You
Mhm.
are you are doing amazing things, in Tamale, and we just commend you for all your achievements, your awards, and I just pray that God will shine His face upon you,
Amen.
and that you continue to win awards, every day,
Amen.
every
Amen.
year, because you are a hardworking woman,
Amen.
and
Thank you.
you continue to be the role model that you are to many young girls out there.
Thank you.
And to any
Thank
young
you.
girl actually watching us, Ewurama has worked,
Mhm.
his way up to where she is today. It's not by favoritism or it's not by
Mhm.
any other, in quotes,
Right.
any other, means. So if you want to be like Ewurama, if you want to be successful like Ewurama, she's spoken to us about dedication, hard work, um, being conscious of your time, time
Mhm.
management. I mean,
Yes.
everything. And also be willing to study, be
Yeah.
willing to take on criticisms,
Right.
be willing to educate yourself. Yes. And I mean, it's now changed. It's now beauty with brains. It's not the other way around. So you can be, beautiful, but if
Mhm.
your brain does not work, something on you, would have to work for you. And we've now seen, what can lead to. So if you want to be as successful as our young lady is, then please avail yourself to be educated, to be mentored, and also to be able to receive, criticisms, just for you to become a better person. Yes, and also I would also urge our media houses. Um, to be fair, I know Iran has told us that we have our women in there, but most of them do not want to take up the
Mhm.
challenge. Can we find a way to encourage our women to take up, challenging positions? Encourage them to take up, positions, that will actually intrigue, their minds, that will, push them, to bring the best out, in them, to have more women also in the limelight, and because we need to have more role models, yes, in our space. Yes, so instead of just having the media houses as just still, boys' club, can we have a gender balanced,
Right.
media houses where women can also shine, and we don't want our young girls to be seen or used as sex objects. And I think together we can all, make a change.
Right.
Also, can use a microphone positively as well when you're being given the opportunity to work, as a radio host or in any form. Can we use the microphone positively to make sure that whoever's listening to you, will be educated, or will be entertained in a positive way. We should be mindful of our language, and also be mindful of the generation that we want to raise.
Grown.
When we are no longer alive, or like when you are no longer gone. So we should be mindful of this. So in conclusion, I've got this that I want to say. I said the media does not only influence the society, it holds the current societal value of the society and also on the society's views. Since the media is said to be a very powerful medium, it creates a very solid and united front towards socialization. It is intent true, according to theory, by endlessly presenting endless portrayals of reality in its content. Mass communications provide experiences from which we collectively shape our meanings. On that note, I just want to say a very big thank you to anyone and everyone that has stayed with us till now. I thank you so much for your company. I've seen a lot of comments here. I wish maybe I could read one or two just to say thank you to. I've seen my dear sister Naomi Asani. It was very well said. Be very intentional with our words. And I've seen one also from Yakubu. Okay, I've seen Abdul. Okay, say very well thought. Questions by the host. Loving this queen, especially about how young people, young girls perceive working in the media, looks like. I mean, the comments are many. I wish I could read all the comments, but thank you anyway for sending in your comments, your contributions, and just making sure your queen is well looked after. So until I come your way next time, let's have a blessed week. And to the whole of Tamale, I say thank you for having me in your space. To the whole of the northern part of Ghana, I said thank you for bringing your queen, to England here. And I think you can all testify that she's been well looked after, and we thank you. And be mindful of IRA Foundation. It's all about girls' menstrual health.
Yeah.
And please let us support our dear sister, to look after the vulnerable girls. Thank you. And you all have a blessed week. Love you all. Thank you.
Thank you.